Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jesus Conde, and today we're going to be talking about lighting. So I got this list of few things that I want to take care of in this video. We're going to be talking about the light source shape, different kinds of light. We're going to be talking about bounce light a little bit. We also going to talk about the shadows, why they behave the way they behave. And okay, let's get started with that. So this recording is live, so it's going to be a little bit slow, but I think it's better to explain things. So I hope you don't mind the time. Okay. So the first thing you gotta have in mind when you're painting something is what kind of light you're using. All the stuff that I know about lighting is about reading books and a little bit of 3D animation because I worked on 3D animation for some time, and I didn't animate though, but I was in the lighting department and render, so I picked up few stuff there. So the thing is, you can have different kinds of lighting. I'm going to start with the ones I know. There is the spotlight that is that the kind of light that you find on theater. Gives you this the name says it. It gives you this spot of light that everything that is um, outside it is dark. Sometimes you can do composition with that. You have a really dark scene. You have a really dark scene. Let's say um, something like this, for example, and you have one guy. Sorry. Trying to work the fastest I can. You can do composition with that. You can direct people's attention with it. That's a kind of composition with lighting. So everything that is outside that circle of light is going to have less importance. That's one way to use it. Okay, crappy drawing. Sorry. We have so this is a spotlight. It comes in that direction only. Well, depending of the diameter of this, of course, you can have it on this direction. But the normal use of this kind of light is straight. We have the point light is a little circle, just like the one you have in the roof of your house. It gives you lighting 360 degrees around. So it surrounds everything with light. It doesn't have any direction though. It has all the directions at the same time. So we could say the sun is one of these ones. The sun is a point light. We have the area is called in 3D. I didn't find anywhere, and another way to call it in digital painting. But the area light, the best example I can give you is if you have a window on your house, Well, of course you have a window. Stupid question. But if you have a window in your house, and all the light that comes from that window comes with a shape. This is square shape. So we could say that that's a light source. The light source is a square shape. And is represented if everything is dark and the only light you have is coming from that window. What you get is like if that shape is giving you light, and even the shadows are going to be distorted by this shape. The smaller this shape is, the more defined the shadow is. The larger this shape is, the shadow is going to be softer. So in the case of the point light, if there's a person standing here, for example, your shadow will be really, really hard. I think I will explain this different later, but if you have a square like this one, and you have this guy standing here, your shadow, of course, depending on the size of the square, the shadow is going to be really, really soft. I'm not sure if you guys understood what I'm talking, but that's the way it works. Something like that. Well drawn, of course. This is a top view. And okay, this is an area light. Another way of seeing it is you have little spotlights coming on this direction, like one here, like that. A lot of little spotlights. Sorry. Okay, we have skylight. That is the way I understood what the light from the sky works was in 3D. You have the sun. He's the atmosphere of the earth, and all the light that hits comes to us like really, really soft kind of light, like if it was a really giant arrow light, but with the form of a dome. So this is us. Okay, so the sky hits it, and all the light that comes, it's in all these directions. So the shadow is kind of like this. If you pay attention to how shadows look like on a cloudy day that doesn't have a sun, just clouds, you can see that all the shadows are this way. They are soft. So that's what's happening. But if you have the sun at the same time, all the shadows are looking like this. So at the end, the kind of light that you have to paint when you're painting an exterior is the combination of the sun and the sky. And there's a third one that I'm going to explain in a little bit. That is the bounce light. Okay, so let's draw some objects here. Let's see, we have a few boxes. Sorry about taking so long. Okay, let's do another one. Oops. Perspective skills. Not sure it fails. All right. So the light coming from the sun, and it bounces. Tuk, tuk. And this is happening all the time, all around us, every day. We don't notice, but it happens. Just like when you put a flashlight to a mirror, but the mirror is too reflective, so you should have the same amount of reflection that is coming from the light. If you're doing against a mirror, for example, with a flashlight, let's say you have 1.0 intensity. What is reflected is the same amount. Is exactly the same amount because completely reflective. While when in the exterior, what's happening is that it depends of the materials you have there. If this is, let's say this material is metal, your reflection is going to be higher. Your bounce light is going to be higher than if it was brick wall, for example. If you have a brick wall, the amount of reflection is different. And of course you have these little lines that makes a different kind of reflection. And even the color, oops, I forgot that in the points, the color bleeding. Color bleeding is if you have a red wall. Let's say this is a red wall. If you have a red wall and the sun hits it, what you get on the floor is that the floor paints itself with the lighting a little bit of red. That happens. And if you haven't noticed it, then you're blind. Okay, I'm going to do now a little study of lighting with a golf ball. Oh no, wait. Let's do this one first. Type of shadows. So I need a little wall here. I need more space. Wait, let's do it right here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is kind of boring because it's just concepts and this concept and I don't know how it's called, theory. Not too much cool stuff, but you gotta learn this kind of stuff. Okay, so in one case I have a spotlight. Let's do it really small, like this. And in this case I have an area light. And we have a floating ball right here. Let's say that they are exactly the same. Okay. What's going to happen is, let's have, okay, straight. What's going to happen here is that, okay, Well, that was lucky. I have these lines that represent the trajectory of the light, something like this. So the shadow of these objects, depending if the light is this distance and the object is this distance from the wall, it will be something like this. And it's going to be hard. Maybe not so hard because, as you can see, there's a little bit of range here. But if you have this other case where the type of light is really big, what you get is a really soft shadow. So it will probably look something like this. Wait a minute. I'm painting this at 10% opacity on the brush. This is what we get if we had a big light. So we have the hard shadows and the soft shadows. So remember, depending on the type of light that you're using and the size matters for shadows. We have a small one and a big one. The big one gives you soft shadows and the small one gives you hard shadows. Let's make more space here. Sorry. Okay. We're going to have a small ball. And some land. Let's say grass. Something like this. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so we have few things that we have to achieve here. First, we need a bright side and a dark side. If the light is coming from this direction, okay, little lagging there. If the light is coming this direction, we need a dark side and a bright side. It's too much bright. Whoops. Let's see. This is okay for now. Okay, I think we need it a little bit darker. Okay, so we have a bright side and a dark side. We need specularity, that is the that little shiny thing that you get on the objects, depending of the on the material that you have. If you have something like a metal ball, the shiny little spot will be really hard. But if it's something like gum or something matte, it will be really soft. Not sure if you can see this. It's too bright, but it will be really open. Will be really soft. So let's do something in between. Something like this. I think it's okay. Alright. Let's dim this down a little bit. Okay, so now we need shadow. We have the shadow of the object, that is the dark side, but we also want a cast shadow. A cast shadow is what you get if you have an object getting in the way of the light for another one. That's what you get. You have a cast shadow. It's this shadow that you get on the floor or whatever in between. When you get something between the one object and another one, gets in the way of light. Okay, something like that. Trying to do it really quick. And when you have two things that are too close. For example, if you close your hand, you can see that between your fingers you have a black line. It doesn't matter if the light hitting you directly on the fingers, you get a really dark line. And if you left your hands a little bit open, your fist, you can see darkness inside. That's called occlusion. It's where the light cannot get. It happens under the cars. It happens under your bed. Basically, all the places that light cannot get there. There's light. There's a lot of bounce light everywhere, but sometimes the bouncing is not enough. For example, the bouncing of the light is not enough, so it loses the how can I say that, the intensity, and here is dark. So in this case, we need a little bit of darkness here. That's called occlusion. Is where the light cannot get. So you're gonna have places that are dark, and there's no cast shadow. This doesn't happen, but there's this kind of shadow that is the occlusion. It does happen. And we have the bounce light, as I said before. If you have a place like this, it happens a lot on the football matches. You can see how the players are always being hit by the green of the field. So they look kind of greenish on the neck, on the shirts. You can see it this example really clear on a Real Madrid match, because all the players are with a white shirt. You can see how the green gets the shirts and the faces. So this is happening, and I want you to notice that even that is a really really simple painting, it changed a lot with that reflection of light. That effect of the light bouncing is really really important. Let's do something dark here. Now that I had this is where I start to do the detailing of the painting. But this is something I'm not going to cover in this video. But let's do something quick. So this will be what? Grass. You can use the same colors that you already have in there. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of the time that you give to this painting to develop. It will look better or not. Let's do a little bit some variation of this. This one, the light hitting them. The grass has its own specular and all the things that I just talked. Oh well, we could have another effects like reflection, but it's depending on the kind of material that we have. Actually, well, shouldn't happen too much in this case because of the grass. The grass is so close, it's hitting everything with green. But in a real scenario, we should have a little bit of blue because of what I told you about the sky. The light that's coming from the sky is actually a little bit of blue. So keep that in mind when you're painting. That's a crappy grass. Wait a minute, sorry. I'm constantly making new layers. I hope you don't mind. That's the way I work. Okay. So we have, let's talk about what we have here. We have specular. Is a term used in 3D. We have a bright side. Right. We have a dark side. Sorry about my writing, so wrong. We have occlusion. I hope it's written that way, spell it that way. We have the cast shadow. What else? We have bounce. Bounce light, very important. And we have a reflection of whatever. The bounce light is also a reflection, but it's more of the light. I'm calling this one a reflection of the object because of the material. it will be reflecting something like, I don't know, like a poll in there, a post, I don't know. Okay, so guys, this is it, and I really hope you like this tutorial. I tried to explain the best I could. So don't forget to check out my other tutorials. Thank you very much. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that I have this skin tutorial that I made, and it's available in a page that is in the description. You can download it for a small amount of money because I'm raising some money for personal projects, and this is the way you guys can help me. So I hope you like it. Tell me all the critics and feedback that you have. Maybe tell me, do some recommendations about what topic we can have next tutorial, or yeah, what theme we can talk about, and do some tutorials about it. Thanks very much. Thank you for your support.